Installing KING QUEST Archipelago Multiworld Randomizer. We'll need BepInEx 5, so go to the releases on GitHub and get BepInEx 64 for Windows or your operating system. That's our first folder. The second thing we need is KING QUEST Archipelago custom files from the release here. Get that. That's our second folder. And the last thing, if you're going to set up the worlds and generate them yourself for others, or if you're playing alone, get the Archipelago launcher release. Go to Steam, properties of your game, installed files and browse. This is your game's main folder. In here, we will drop all the contents of the BepInEx 5 by copying and pasting them into the folder. More folders will appear here in the BepInEx folder as you launch the game. They've already appeared, so you can Alt F4 to close the game. Open the plugins folder and create a new folder. Call it JKQ-Archipelago.NetworkSlice, just like I do here. Inside this folder, we'll put 3 DLLs that we have in our second zip inside the client folder. Copy them, paste them into the NetworkSlice folder we just created. If you've been invited to play by somebody, this is all you need. But if you're playing alone or you want to generate multi-worlds from player templates, just follow what I do right here. We'll install Archipelago launcher. Don't create any desktop shortcuts because they will flood your desktop because there's a lot of executables here. Wait for the setup to finish and just close the installer. You're going to go to your main computer disk, press View, Show, Hidden Items if you haven't got that enabled already, because we want to go into program data, which is hidden by default. Then go to Archipelago and Custom Worlds. Open that folder, and we are going to open our custom KING QUEST Archipelago files. Inside there's Upworld, and you'll want to double click it. This will basically create the same file in that folder, or you can just drag and drop it over there. Go back one step to the Archipelago directory, open Players, and you'll want to copy the KING QUEST player template .yaml. Rename it to whatever you want one player to be called, and copy it as many times as you need for as many players that will take part in this game, in this Archipelago. So I made John and Gabe. I'm going to open John. This is just a text file, so you can open it with anything. You see the name up here? This will be the login identification name for your player to put into the game. So make it something easy to remember and distinctive. You can tune these settings however you wish. They are all explained in the documentation of this mod on GitHub. Do the same for every player. Give them a unique name, login name that they'll use, and change the settings however you like. Save it. Once you're done, double click Archipelago Generate. It will launch a batch file and do its job. Once you refresh, you can see a new folder has come into place. It is output. So you've finished generation and now you want to host a game. So go to archipelago.gg, press start playing, host a pre-generated game, upload the file, and from the directory of Archipelago output, open the file ap .X.zip. Then you can see the seeded info here, the number of players. Press create new room, and you can see this table of the names of the players. So we can launch the game now, and in the main menu you'll see an archipelago option. We'll press that. Inside the slot name you'll want to type the login or the name of the player that you've given them. For me it's Gabe. The other names you'll give to the other players. In the port, you'll want to paste the port that's above the table on the website. Save and connect. But because this is our first connection, we'll have to actually reboot it. And we are now connected. Room found, login as Gabe, load the save to play. Something you have to know is that this mod can only be played in offline mode. So while you are connected to other players through a multi-world randomizer, you'll have to play offline for it to work. So now all that is left to do is to start a new game, create a character, and that's it. It's worth noting that once you create a character for the archipelago, it works best to just use it only for the archipelago because of the modded gameplay. I'm gonna leave the cell in the place of our hat, Redfin hat. There is a different key, and it's being sent to John, another player's game, and he should receive it in his inventory.